Hey Aries, how are you guys? Happy New Year's. My name is Ascending Synergy Tarot, and I'll be doing a 2020 prediction reading for you guys. Thank you so much for coming to this channel. I appreciate your energy, support, vibes, love, all that. So this is going to be a prediction again for the overall year. I'm pulling a theme, and then we'll just be breaking that all down for each month as well. This is just a general reading. If you would like a personalized reading for your own particular energy, please click the link below. It's called Ascending Synergy Tarot, and we can get that session set up for you. But this is just for the collective, okay? So let's get right into it. Let's pull a theme for Aries. It will be an overall theme message for Aries for 2020, Spirit Guides. The messages that you have for Aries Spirit for 2020. That's overall theme messages here. Okay, so we got some that came out here. So we have 5. So 5 could be indicative of a lot of change that could be happening. And then here's 12, 3, change. Let's see. Yeah, so we have change that came out. So 5 is definitely changes is occurring here. And then we have 2 as sacral chakra. This is definitely a lot of success that's coming in. I'm sorry, something's in my eye. This whole entire year is definitely determined behind your ability to go after what you desire in the world. It's like nothing that you can't do that you can create. You have the universe on your side. You have that universal element that really connects and really activates how we feel to each other, to our planet in itself as an existence here. And then you have Earth right next to it here, which is activating that deep connection in our physical bodies, showing us the beauty of all aspects of life, showing that we're an ethereal, spiritual aspect of our actual nature. And this is all divinely connected to our heart chakra, where we're now having the capacity to love deeper because of this profound way of how we're changing into how we see the world, how we see each other, how we see ourselves, the existence that surrounds us and surmount us. And from that space, it definitely manifests a lot of abundance into your life this year when we change into this nuance of how we view things. It definitely is a lot of harmony that's definitely taking place here. It's a beautiful theme for 2020. Oh my goodness, this is gorgeous. So I just feel new beginnings. I feel new opportunities. Just a lot of different changes, but it's helping us, is creating depth within our spirits. It's creating depth within our physical bodies. It's creating depth of how we now view each other. That term namaste, it means the soul, my soul, recognize your soul, we are one. It's not like I have more than you or I have less than you, so I'm not as one with you. That's not the case here. This is essentially, we know how connected we are to everybody here. So let's pull some crystal messages here. Yeah, your creativity is going to be crazy. I just keep feeling, man, your creativity is going to be definitely highlighted. It's going to be changing into the depthness. If you are an artist, your artistry is going to be more profound this year. Or if you're a creator of any kind, if you're creating a business, if you're desiring to, it's going to have more depth and meaning behind it. to me. Courage. You already know Aries got all the courage in the world. But this is something that you really, if there's afraid of change, if there's this fear of change, like you guys got it. You guys are coming out very profound. There's a lot of learning experiences that has already taken place, and now you're being like leveled up. There's some sort of leveling up that's taking place here. It might have a lot to do with emotional healing that could be taking place, where this change help us to tap into our emotional healing. And this is also understanding ourselves in such a different way where we're now seeing like dissolving old patterns that we have, overcoming addictions, just aiding in anxiety and stress, allowing us to really like meditate. Meditation enhances our self-awareness, it relaxes us, it creates inner wisdom, it's good for our health, it's good for our well-being. So this is definitely a really special time to tap into that. But for the most part here, let me look up this teaching one. I can't see this crystal's name. I'm not even going to pronounce it, but it definitely is a great energy here for your heart chakra, throat, and crown. So this is offering us, encouraging us to connect deeply to the spirit guides, the teacher within you, the teacher that guides you in the spirit world. This is also creating a sacred space where you can learn and heal from your own challenges and experiences. So this is a life experience card. This is when we understand and integrate the lessons that we face in life. Deep wisdom and healing is attained, which then can be shared with others. So this is finding the courage and strength associated, knowing your truth and connecting to your inner wisdom here. This is invoking that wisdom of that inner teacher. This is helping us to connect to our spirit, our teacher guides in this higher realm. This is also important, guiding us to deeply connect to the teacher within us, holding our own counsel, being our own sage, listening to our inner guidance as we draw from our personal life experiences and also supporting our growth. With Tiger's Eye, I definitely feel like that's a great connecting source. This is sacral and solar plexus chakra. So you have 5 chakras that are here. And it's so interesting because you got 5 cards that came out. It's just 5 is definitely going to be indicative to your life. Your life path could be 5. But this is definitely seeing things very clearly and powerful in decision making. This is also finding your inner truth, drawing in courage from your spirit to face challenges. Any challenges or life experiences that are taking place in the year of 2020, Aries, this is definitely finding the courage through these transitions and learning through these life experiences how it's creating more depth in you. Whether like I feel like you see it or not, this is definitely the fear behind that, or any insecurity that we had in our life about ourselves. Is again finding that courage to awaken in us and seeing like a lot of insights and blessings that are being received through this process here. Wow, this is beautiful. So whenever like anything that comes up in you, or you feel like giving up or walking away, this is really digging deeper within and finding the courage that lies within us all. Yeah, this is a courageous time in our life. 2020 is going to be a very courageous year. This is a lot of power, a lot of inner courage. This is a lot of dynamic energy. This is igniting your warrior spirit, for sure. And it has a lot to do with spiritual, profound messages coming in through changes in our life, through things that are changing. Okay, so let's pull some tarot here. I'm going to be pulling 1 card for each month and breaking each month down for Aries. This is Spirit guides, what messages that you have for Aries, Spirit? What messages that you have for Aries, Spirit? Ooh, sorry. Okay, so the overall message is 7 of Staves here. This is definitely looking to find the upper hand, like gaining control over your life. I'm getting that, like a young, slow and steady application that's being applied with grabbing a hold of our life, ascertaining the inspiration to defend our honor. In January, it did feel like there's a falling out. Something that has been falling out, something that we uncommit ourselves to. We're no longer faithful. Something that January just definitely feels like something that we know I don't want to follow anymore. If this is someone or something in your life that was meaningful and now you're realizing it's not holding as much meaning, I feel like this is January, kind of that realization of that. I don't feel, and that's interesting because usually with the 7 of Staves in the reverse, I usually I'm sorry, let me just kind of clarify what I'm getting intuitively, because yeah, exactly. So it's again that courage. It's not, the thing about Aries that I admire is the your tenacity. You go into things blindly and you kind of have that experience, which is completely amazing. I absolutely love and admire Aries energy. This feels like something that you're not used to, therefore we're not even looking to go into some sort of matter, some sort of pursuit here. It's like this whole year is encouraging us, like finding that inner courage. I feel like something or someone is taking you out of that courageous energy, that sense of control here, like taking your away a sense of control here. January definitely feels like a place where we're still looking to ascertain the profoundness of life around us. With the Moor here in the reverse, this is our Hierophant reverse, so it could be involving a Taurus, but this, look, in the Taurus here. But yeah, this feels like something that we committed ourselves that we're not ready to let go, but it's like something that's time to change. Something has to move forward. Something has to change. Something has to be let go of. And January definitely is that place where something's let go of, and I don't feel like we're really ready for it to go. With the Hangman here in reverse, some change is occurring, but we're not really ready for it to change, and it's because our way of how we see it. Here, I even feel like some of you guys could be really sacrificing your whole entire being for something that's really ready to be let go of. And that could be causing a lot of havoc in our lives, especially if it's a mentality where we only think of one particular type of way, and that creates a lot of discords and disconnections and weaknesses of limited way of how we might view things here. This could be an external energy where, again, this could be an individual, an actual individual who needs to like come outside of how their four corners of the world and see things from a different perspective. I do find that someone is here in your life. It could be a Scorpio, or Pisces, but this definitely feels someone is assisting with helping with you letting go something that's now ready to be let go of. This is definitely a mentor that we found very profound in, and we're starting to realize like I need to start taking advice from them, because I can see that their ways of thinking is very limited. So I need to actually find the courage to listen to the teacher within myself through this experience with them. Now you're realizing that they only think a certain type of way, and you can kind of tell that they need to expand themselves and how they view things. I do feel like there's a sense of somber energy behind this, because I feel like you did in fact have an emotional attachment to them, and you're like realizing that things aren't going to change. Yeah, things are. Yeah. So February, Aries, this is definitely like a continuum from January, where we have the Justice card here, the Eight of Cups in the reverse, and the Magician. You're the Magician. There is time for change. You can create anything that you put your mind to. Again, justice is being served by people being removed out of your life, whether we're ready for them to leave or not, or whether you're ready to leave or not. Like if there's this change over this entire year through these experiences, is creating more courage, creating more tenacity. The teacher within is creating depth within you. With February, you could be going through a legal, this is a divorce, this is things kind of moving amicably. It's not like a bad divorce, but it is kind of like a separation, because we're not ready to let it go. We're not ready to let something go here. And it's kind of justice is being purveyed to let you know that, you're the master of your own reality. What is good is good, but we're settling in that, and now time is for free. If this is things that are legal pursuits, this is definitely you changing into the ability and knowing that you can be some sort of practitioner. You hiring your education. You're seeing things from a very broad way with this Libra energy. With the Justice card, this is someone who sees both sides of the story. Both sides. And it's like seeing the manifestation that this can embody through new processes and through manifestations and through new energy coming in. And then we see the other side of, well, if I stay in this situation or in this place or in this environment, am I really gaining the depthness of what I need? I do feel like a sense of settling, because we are settled. And there's this pushing of energy of change here. March, we have the Ten of Swords here. We have the Ten of Swords here, so... And so March has two cards. Okay. And then we have young staff in reverse. So I feel like anything that is just not emotionally fulfilling you is draining you. And this is like in March is a complete understanding of that. I was going to call you Taurus. Sorry, but you could have Taurus in your chart. But it just feels like in March is just that aha moment of whatever doesn't fulfill you, whatever drains you, you're seeing that it's attached to that you don't feel emotionally fulfilled. I feel like you guys are the masters of your own reality. You could be settled in a job, settled in a home, settled in a relationship, settled in that. But it's like something is changing in you, something's changing outside of you that you kind of have to go with what is changing. It's kind of like stepping out and looking at the like kind of expanding our perceptions on why this is happening. I feel like there's a safe refuge. You can have a really great home with someone, but in that home, I feel like the perception of it is like really cute and really beautiful, but inwardly, do you feel emotionally fulfilled? Do you feel like your energy is being drained? Yeah, I'm getting completely two different messages here for March. Yeah, this is crazy. I'm getting on the one hand, it's beautiful, it's profound, it's spiritual, it's our safety net, it's our refuge. But then on the other hand, it feels like a challenge. Trying to defend yourself is very defensive. It's blocking us mentally. It's caging us. Is it emotionally fulfilling? Is it draining us? So it's like you see how amazing it can feel when it's good, and then you see how crazy it can be when it's bad. And it does feel like that seesaw effect here, where this is just a seesaw of emotions. One day we're feeling inspired, grateful, gratitude, drawing from our experiences, understanding why things had to be the way they are, and inspiration, and all of these different beautiful things, deepening ourselves. And then there are other days where it's just a challenge, where of coming out of certain mind mentalities that we've had that kind of keep our defenses up. And that is kind of like going back and forth. Our defenses are way up in March, but it's a seesaw effect. In April, with the Popper staff in the reverse, this can be indicative of a Leo. Someone definitely in April, just again, limited way of thinking. This could be a playboy energy, someone who's not committed. But this is definitely like, if this is you coming out of some sort of relationship, divorce, or whatever, this is you like stepping into playboy energy, playgirl energy, or this is just individuals that you've dealt with, where you're in these kind of connections, and it's like committed, then uncommitted, committed, uncommitted, and it's like, I'm tired. You have the Queen and King of Wands here. You're the Queen as the Aries energy. It doesn't matter if you're male or female. This is someone who knows what they can attract. They are very, very wise as well as intuitive. They're very profound in how they view things. They're very attractive. And then you have this individual outside of yourself that is very stagnant and very strict and rigid, and honestly needs a massage. I think someone needs a massage. Someone needs to kind of like bring joy back into their life. And I do feel like this is affecting who you are as a person, Aries. Let me just clarify this. Yeah, this is like deciding whether or not to let someone go. If something's too strict, yeah, absolutely. This is you deciding on, this is too much. This is too much. Like, I need this. I need a new beginning. Look, full card. I need a new beginning. I need a new beginning, a new cycle, because I know my worth. I know I'm worthy. I know that I need joy, happiness, beauty around me. I don't need some guy or woman that has a stick up their ass every time I associate with them. But again, it's just like that new beginning, that new beginning. If you felt like you've been experiencing creative blocks, or things that you feel like you manage and you don't feel like it really feels passionate to you anymore, this also is indicative of you finding and realizing, I need to go on a different path here. You guys are going into so many different creative pursuits and paths, and it's only coming from the things that you are passionate and love. Anything that feels emotionally not fulfilled, it drains you. Honestly, it really does. Very much. April, May. So moving on to May, we have the little core here in reverse and the Ace of Cups. So this definitely feels like new love here in the May, for sure. It just feels like you might reject it because, yeah, you might reject it because you got a lot on your plate. Um, you're busy being the emperor, being Aries. You're being the one who is looking to control their environments, and you could be CEOs or managers of different companies or what have you. But this is an individual who don't have time for love right now. Even though love is being offered, there's this repression of a repression of emotions because of anxiety now around surrounding love. Um, we even could be viewing love as this militant idea of how it should go, and gaining clarity on why some of our love life is not emotionally fulfilling for us. Is because essentially we could be repressing our emotions. And I feel like May is a great clarity for us in that space here. But May also feels like a lot of great opportunities in terms of whatever your creations, your projects, the things that you want to entrepreneurially pursue, is really a great beginning for that. There's a lot of goals that are being set. They're coming from a place of love, the things that you truly want to do. Don't let anxiety get you in the place of not learning the things that you have to do to manage what you have to manage as well. June, we have the Two of Coins and the Ten of Wands. This definitely feels like burdens are being lifted once you make decisions for yourself. Yeah, definitely a relationship here where it's definitely a soulmate connection for sure. But this soulmate connection just feels burdensome. And it's like making a decision. It's like, again, it's like that. I love you. You are spiritual connected to me. I feel safe with you. I love you. I honor you. And then there's this whole nother dynamic of feeling repressed, not fulfilled, challenged, feeling like they're taking your courageous spirit away. It's I see why it can feel like it's like finding, and this is all experiences to understand the depth of who you are here. Um, June was, sorry, January, March, April, May, June. So June is definitely like the side in between a connection that you really do feel divinely, and or moving away from something that is a complete burdensome and a big responsibility that's like hindering you, and like making a tangible decision between the two. I do feel like you burden responsibilities very well. I feel like with the Two of Coins here, you know how to be emotionally available for your partner, as well as burden all the responsibilities that are around you. I feel like you have many different responsibilities, Aries. But I feel like June is going to hit that point where you have to make decisions of what you have to release for your balance sake here. July is Little Blade here. So this It's definitely clarity coming in. A lot of different perceptions. A lot of different. Somebody's changing the way they look on things. I feel like this is a time of July is a time of meditation, finding the dignity and honor within yourself. Um, yeah, and then also making a decision on who you need to release or abandon. Um, because it's just, again, it's just something that's just too painful. Something that's actually feeling like suffering, some sort of suffrage. And really like taking time for yourself, taking some moments in July to get clarity, different perspective, to understand and realize that something is absent of nurturing. It doesn't feel lubricated. I feel dry energy with somebody. Again, this could be Leo energy here, but this is just someone or something that just doesn't feel passionate about things. It's like coming from a place of suffering and grief, and it's like making a decision on abandoning something for your emotional well-being, for you to go into meditation, for you to gain clarity and find like a different perspective on things, because August is the Empress here. And again, there's something that just stops. Again, the whole message here, this isn't apply for everybody, Aries. So, please take what you resonate with. But August definitely feels like, why am I not moving forward? It's just, again, and this could be finances too. Like, why am I not moving forward in my finances? Why everything has to be poverty written of any kind? Why is things not moving forward? Sometimes it's our way of how we look at things. Or we have people around us that is draining our energy for us to not really pursue the things that we passionately want to pursue here. And it's like your knowingness and making these decisions for change so that you can put your time and efforts into great investments. Yeah, July is definitely, August is definitely, again, it's a message of stagnation and the fear of going into the unknown. So January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. So August is definitely a time of recognizing that fear, knowing what is stopping you, knowing what is keeping you behind. Keeping us behind is frustration behind the fact that we're afraid of the unknown. We don't know what's on the other side. So that's where this courageous energy has to come in force here. Things aren't moving the way we would like for them to move. And it's like learning. A lot of spiritual awareness now has to take place in August, because now we want to spend our time in things that are good investments. September is the Four of Swords. Not feeling disappointed anymore, not dealing with narcissistic individuals anymore, learning about our behaviors too, learning about the things that we embody that could be really holding us behind, us leaving us in disappointed situations here. Some of you guys could be going back to school in September. Some of you guys could be actually becoming a teacher in September. I don't think that some of you guys are really ready for these positions. You feel like you're not ready, but you are. And then also September is a time to address things that are, I feel like this is an energy where, Aries, I love you. Okay? I'm just a messenger, don't shoot me. But sometimes when we don't tap into our emotional bodies, we then tap into our narcissistic abilities. And narcissism is a spectrum. It could just be someone who's just selfish, or it can actually go into a point of someone who is very mentally manipulative and violent and evil and callous and out for only themselves. And if this is an energy that you've experienced around you or just innately, this is the thing that's keeping us stagnant in life. It's that innate fear that going into that unknown, that's really the root here. And there's a lot of changes that are taking place. There's a lot of learning experiences that are taking place in this year that's going to be very helpful for your growth. Well, that's too many. Yeah, unblocking the demons. People who don't mean well, the attachments, anything that we felt that we were obsessing over, you know, what's this, January? Oh no, it's October. October is that when things are done, when things are complete, when things have changed, we now can let go of what the attachment of it was. The attachment is now gone, but we're still being imprisoned to the idea of what has left or what you had to move forward from. And that in itself is because we didn't put a lot of boundaries on the things that we needed to put boundaries on. And now we're not feeling as protected as we once was. But divine is here to tell you you are not only connected, but you're connected on a very depth of a component here. There's a depthness here that's assisting you. November is healing. You know, nothing but healing is taking place in November here. Yeah, and then look, then you have the 10 of motherfucking pentacles where, you know, there's access to wealth. Once we're in a healing space, once we acknowledge our own traits that we can ascend from, evolve from, we have letting go of things that have drained us, that were very challenging to let go of. You know, then we're now are making space. We're making space for like the good stuff to come in, the beautiful blessings that Spirit wants and wants for us and to have for us. Yeah, we're no longer allowing anything mediocre or petty, or, you know, if we're associating with individuals as co-workers who are petty and mediocre or catty and conniving, and you don't feel like you have like a good team around you. You're creating that team for yourself. You're creating the people that mean well here. In December, just, you know, with the Sun card here, the Judgment, and Two of Wands, this is you moving on. Moving on to what you deem successful for yourself. This is moving on from things that are amazing, finding that higher path in life, connecting to your cosmic consciousness. Aries, I honestly would have to say, you're not incapable of tapping into your emotions. Don't allow deep hurt from things that have occurred in our life to block our blessings in life. Block the blessing of finding a depth in which this is. There's a lot of unblocking of energy that's taking place, even if we don't realize it or not, or feel like we're incapable of unblocking our heart. It's happening naturally. We're rising out of all of this as a phoenix rising out of the ashes, and then we have so many great opportunities, blessed opportunities, through things that we know, deep knowledge and deep sourcing, like finding like depthness in of a topic. So some of you guys could be doing independent research and finding out certain delays of things, and realizing that there's a new chapter in your life that has to be taking place here, and there's sacrifices that has to be made. Something do feel forced, and it's like you were forced in this change. This wasn't a change. Some of you guys, this was a change that you didn't expect, but it was, again, throughout time, this helps with understanding why things the way they are. So we have honeymoon as our love language here, as our love message here for 2020. Flirt and let your friends help you. This is all about lighthearted energy. Some of you guys actually could be taking your honeymoon this year. It definitely feels like taking a honeymoon, enjoying some time together if you are in fact in a relationship. or married, this is definitely like allowing you to connect more through this honeymoon and flirting and lighthearted energy. And I feel like if it's hard for you to tap into that, let your friends be here for you and help you. Yeah, this I feel like someone who you thought was the one, now you have to separate from to get to your soulmate, because there's like a lack of chemistry. There's a lack of chemistry here, or it could just be trust issues that could be taking place. Again, if this is something that you're trying to work on, a relationship that's looking to be worked on, trust the process. Flirt, honeymoon stage, but you can't be the only one doing this. It takes two to tango, for sure here. Um, Opening up our emotions to each other is very important. And if that's not the case, like getting actual marriage counseling, getting some kind of counseling that can unionize you guys, so that it can be more lighthearted and more friendly and more open, and you don't feel drained by someone else's energy, Aries. So let's get some advice here for you. I'm actually going to pull two because I felt like that was a very kind of heavy reading. But I'm a realist, so I'd rather give you the positive and negative so that anything that came up you can be prepared for, right? That's just how I see life. Everything is duality. Energy flows where my intention goes. Aries, this is a perfect opportunity to just what your intent. Now tapping back into your intentions. What are your intentions? Whatever your intentions are is what brings a flow of energy that follows. So just that's spirit advice saying where your energy is, where the energy's flow is where your intention goes. So we have Spirit Fox that came out. Trust your talents. Trust your talents in changing times. This again, and then we have on the bottom of the deck, grow within your current situation. You see that you have the owl here next to him. This is again, this year is going to be a lot of changes that occurs here. That again is setting you up in a place where right now you don't know, but it's definitely going to be for your betterment, for your amazing betterment here. Stay alert. There's change in the air. Okay? There's a lot of energies around you changing at this time. And it's not always comfortable, but you are equipped with all that you need to survive this shift. You're being presented with opportunities to reach spaces you've never encountered before. And this could be making you feel on edge, but be open to the shifts occurring, because there really are the answers to your prayers. The experience of being hunted or threatened is now behind you. You're being invited to come out of your den and reveal your glory and talents. This is also trusting in your talents in order to be the best, you can be in these changing times. 88. Wise one. Knuckle down, be reliable and committed. Be open to wisdom and insights from your elders. This is commitment reality. That you're being guided to continue working on your growth and expansion within your current situation. Be committed to your tasks and projects. It can be very easy to get bored or overwhelmed, but persevere. Okay, keep working on what you're working on because it's extremely beneficial for you in the long run. And this is being reminded of how it feels to be let down and experience unreliability, and that is not what you're born to be. Aries, wow, what a powerful read. And for the collective and for those who resonate with this energy, this is a lot of change that's happening that I don't think that you're feeling comfortable in, but this is taking you to a place of abundance, alignment, resurrection. I just feel like you're being resurrected. You're seeing the depth of life through changes that we did not expect, but it's deepening our ability to see things, to feel things, to know things. And it's definitely important to experience that. And it's also creating more creative abilities out of us. And it's like it's like Aries, stay strong in these changing times. Stay strong, because it's the courage energies here. It's like finding that inner wisdom and that inner courage to like learn through these different teaching experiences. Some lessons, unfortunately, as adults, we keep learning over and over and over again. And it's like, instead of blaming, I'm not saying this is you, I'm just kind of making an example of people that I personally know who are like in their 40s and 50s and 60s, where they don't understand some of the decisions that they have made based upon the experiences that they've had, and not learning from them. They just keep experiencing the same thing over and over again, because they're not willing to change within, that essentially is creating the actual circumstance. And from that space, they actually blame everybody else for it. And that's a miserable way of living, honestly. And they're gonna continue to like have that kind of life until they kind of see this aha moment, like, oh, I get it. Like, I need to like see myself in such a deeper way to understand how connected I am with reality and the world above us, and growing from that space and learning from that space and learning from elders and them helping us. I feel like a grandfather definitely helps us with certain decisions that we want to look into as well. So I do feel a very masculine energy in this reading. But that is it, guys. That is my reading for you guys. That was a powerful message. A lot of transformation. A lot of things that's taking place. Be open to change. I love you guys. Take care. Bye.